Welcome back to Everlasting Summer. Oh god, this is loud. I believe this is part 66, if I'm remembering correctly. And I'm gonna try 20 minutes again today. It seems to be more popular than the regular 30 minutes I've been doing for the past 65 episodes. I think it's 65. That's a complete guess. I'm pretty positive it's 65. So without further ado, let's begin! And I felt strange too, standing in the middle of a crowd of pioneers in an old Soviet costume off someone else's back. Not a formal tailcoat, of course, but still better than shorts and a short-sleeved shirt. Whereas Zhenya was apparelled in a hastily cut semblance, yes, of a wedding dress. In another situation, I'd say she looks foolish, but not now. Now this dress seemed to me more beautiful than any attire from the pompous fashion shops. So what scene are you playing now? I forgot. The camp leader whispered into my ear. Olga, what does it matter already? Let's start. Okay. Zhenya was standing as red as a lobster, not knowing where to put her eyes. She seemed now to strongly want to look at me. Everything will be alright, I said quietly. Miku was merrily smiling in the crowd of pioneers, as if it was her own wedding. A bit foolishly, maybe, but sincerely. Lena was blushing, as usual, but sometimes casting careful glances at us. Lisa's whole look was saying that she'd been dragged here against her will, and she would have been playing the guitar or just sleeping only if she could. This is Elisa, right? Because she doesn't look like she doesn't want to be here. Usually you're not smiling. Though Uliana was clearly thrilled with the whole spectacle. Children don't need much to be happy. As for Slavia, she seemed to be really happy for us and smiled kindly. Let's get this over with already. It looks like any more and Zhenya will be embarrassed to death. Okay, we're ready. I nodded to the camp leader. Now I had to say what they usually say at weddings. Of course, I didn't know the exact words and managed to safely forget everything I prepared beforehand. Safely? I promise. I started, my voice shaking. In sickness and oldness. No, that's not how it is. What are you mumbling? We can't hear anything! Ilyana merrily shouted. Be quiet, you, or I'll put you in Zhenya's place. The threat had an immediate effect and Ilyana fell silent. Well, that's... Just a minute ago, I could have sworn I was absolutely calm, and now I couldn't say a word. I could only guess what Zhenya was feeling. I gathered my courage. I promise to be with you for better and for worse, for richer and for poorer, in sickness and health, until death do us part. Pioneers, joyfully clamoring until now, stopped talking immediately. It got so quiet I could hear my heart beating furiously. Zhenya was still standing, her eyes dropped to the ground. Well, now you. She pumped air into her lungs and pattered. I agree to marry you, promise to be with you in sickness and power. Here. The crowd exploded with laughter. Though for me, Zhenya's words sounded quite serious. And get it over with already. And what about, now you can kiss the bride? I asked with a playful tone. Zhenya's eyes sparkled, making it clear that the situation was good enough even without kisses. I guess she was right. And we'll have time for that anyway. Good job. Thanks, everyone. Olga was shouting. Electronic came forward with a camera. He looked as if he would be much happier having a crowbar in his hands instead. Oh yeah, because he likes Zhenya. A couple of shots to remember. Hell no. Zhenya bawled at him. Come on, for the family album. She hesitated a little, but gave the semblance, fuck, I keep saying it wrong, of a smile after all. It all turned out as it should be. Better than it should be. For the first time in all this time, Zhenya looked me right in the eyes, smiled, and said, yeah, I guess. Now to another timeline. Oh, this timeline. Wait, was there 3 or was there only 2? I can't remember now. I could have swore there was 3. Maybe there was just only 2. Whatever. I woke up when the day was already drawing to a close. The fever had abated, and I found an injection mark in my right hand. Did the cat-eared one really help me? Yulia. Thanks to, Lord. I don't know what to call you for short form. Ah. At first I couldn't believe that there's somebody here capable of a kind deed after all that's happened in the last few days. With some difficulty, I got up and headed towards the camp. It's probably a bad idea. After all, I definitely have nothing to do in the forest, and it doesn't look like it can get any worse. Time and again, a thought was appearing in my head. I have to endure. I have to live through this week, and then it'll be easier. I'll recover physically, and there will even be some time to recover mentally. Just don't despair. Don't give up. Don't be like him. I'd rather die than live like that. Pioneers with backpacks, bags, and parcels were scampering back and forth through the square. The camp leader was standing near Genda like a small monument, arms akimbo and shouting formidably. I froze on the spot, not knowing what to expect. This world is in continuous motion. It changes before my very eyes. Just yesterday, they were ready to kill me. And what about today? Hey, Semyon! The camp leader shouted and looked at me intimidatingly. Who, me? Are you addressing me? Why aren't you packed up yet? Packed up? I'm ready to be packed off. Today's the last day of the session. Did you forget? Packing up. Off you go. I didn't want to argue with her. I just didn't have the strength. And I stopped being surprised a long time ago, so I just flung out. Is it okay that I look like this? And pointed at my torn clothes and the bruises all over me. What happened to you? The camp leader said sincerely wondered. The camp leader said sincerely wondered. Fuck me. The camp leader sincerely wondered. Were you running through the forest and fell? What the hell are you talking about? What forest? Why would I even need to run through the forest? Okay, it's not my business. We're leaving in half an hour. If you're late again, you'll stay for another session. She smirked. Stay here for another session. No, this definitely lies outside of my plans. Anyways, a new chance to get out of here appeared, even if in such a dumb way. I slowly dragged myself towards the bus stop. The whole camp crowded in front of the bus. Everyone's waiting for the camp leader. After all, following rules contradicts her own rules. Oh, what happened to you? The pioneer from the infirmary inquired maternally. Are you alright? Need a... Whoa, what the fuck? Well, that was an accent there, Jesus. Are you alright? Need a bandage? Fuck voices. Just no. We're near the end of this. Just fuck the voices. Why stop at that? Offer me a splint. Must have fallen into a ditch and cried his eyes out. Sure, look who's talking. Oh! What if wolves got him? Only if those wolves were the local pioneers. I was just sitting quietly at the roadside, my head lowered onto my hands. I didn't even want to think about what will happen tomorrow, whether I will get into a new loop or it will all end once and for all. Or maybe there's something else waiting for me ahead. Something better. Oh no, we're changing the timelines again. Fuck me. Phone. Going off. When I woke up, Zhenya wasn't nearby. Must have gone to take care of some personal business. God, why does she need this whole Pioneer game? Especially on the wedding night. I'm sorry. I stretched myself and yawned with pleasure. Oh well, at least I can surprise her. Pick some flowers in the forest. Not much of a gift, but I know she likes May lilies. I can never understand why women like flowers. Why not nettles or hogweed then? Those are plants too. They are nice, and they are nice in their habitats, not pots or vases. Though, what does it matter if every time I gifted flowers to Zhenya, her face lit up with a bright smile? If every time. Of course, it might have been not because of the flowers alone. Oh. With the bouquet in my hand, I filed up into the library, loudly throwing the door open. Behind the librarian's table was sitting Lisa, looking gloomy and leafing through some magazine. Oh, the newlywed has shown up, she muttered, looking at me sullenly. Hey, where's Zhenya? Dunno. Asked me to sit here for her when she went somewhere herself. Well, yes, my Zhenya can even persuade Elisa. Okay, then I'll... And somehow she wasn't glowing with happiness at all. Elisa said to my back. Where did Zhenya go? Maybe she decided to make a surprise gift too. No, surprises are not her thing. It must simply be time for breakfast. I ran to the canteen. The pioneers were merrily clamoring inside. The dishes were clattering in the same merry manner. Even the usually gloom lady cook looked unusually merry today. I noticed Slavia and walked up to her. Hi, have you seen Zhenya? Slavia looked at me with surprise, then got embarrassed and turned her eyes away. I think she went to the bus stop. The bus stop? Why? I don't know. You better ask her yourself. You'll still make it if you hurry. To the bus stop. To the bus stop! In a minute, I ran past the camp gates and saw Zhenya standing at the road, her gaze directed somewhere far away to the horizon, past the plains and the forests, following the bright summer sun. Don't look right at the sun. A strange expression was on her face. Sadness, anticipation, and anguish mixed together. But at the same time, Zhenya looked so very different. I didn't recognize her. Better? No, I can believe this even less than the fact that tomorrow I'll return to the real world. Whoa, we're like in the same spot right now, dude. We are, though. Maybe it was better, but maybe it was better before. There's not supposed to be a comma there. Maybe it was better before. Seems like that pioneer was saying I forgot a lot. But what exactly? And back to Zhenya. Are you telling me she's a bus this whole time? No. Hey, I was looking for you. That sounded silly, and my voice was trembling. I just had to say something, so I put a fake smile on and tried to talk in a friendly manner. What do you want? Zhenya responded coldly. I woke up and you were gone, so... Zhenya turned around with her eyes shining. I'm going, she said with a calm voice. Where? Home. But buses don't come here. Buses? What the heck? They do. Here, I made this for you. I handed her the bouquet? Oh, I say bouquet. Which instantly ended up on the ground. I don't need anything from you. You yesterday. I don't want to know you. I don't know what happened, but I'm sure it was all your fault. What was my fault? Oh, it's not Zhenya. It's... Is it, like, puppet Zhenya? Everything. This stupid marriage and what happened during the night. But you're supposed to do that at night. But we agreed. You wanted this yourself, remember? A couple weeks ago. I didn't even know you a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that's not Zhenya. It's not my Zhenya, at least. Yeah, it all started back then. Or continued. I don't care anymore. I decided that I could be happy with Zhenya, but she disappeared just as she appeared, suddenly. Zhenya, sitting not in the library, but at the canteen porch. It was so long ago. I lost my faith once. I stopped being human. But then I met her and it almost seemed like life was giving me a second chance, albeit in this strange world. But then she was gone, and during the endless cycles, I forgot everything. I went back to how I was before I first met her. I stopped being myself. Maybe he was right. I'm so lost right now. I'm trying to make sense of this. Blah. What are you saying? We've known each other for... I don't even know how long we've known each other for. I don't know you, and I don't want to know you. But wait. Suddenly weakness hit me and I dropped to my knees, just to avoid falling on my face. My ring felt very hot on my finger. I could feel the burning almost physically. Here, take it. Zhenya took something out of her pocket and threw it at me. I'm going for a walk. I twisted the thin engagement ring in my hands and started crying. I've never cried like this before. Not in this world, not in the previous one. And everything ended. Forever. I guess something human remained in me, so I decided to forget everything, so as not to go completely insane. But now all my memories were here, and with them came the pain. It wasn't that bad. It had slowly weakened through time, but it was still tearing me apart. Almost as if I was being torn to pieces, and the only piece remaining was the one with my consciousness somehow in it. Not one, not half. Only a sad coincidence, an acceptable error in the perfect equation of this world. Don't be so sad, bro. Some pioneer was sitting next to me. You again? Who, me? What difference does it make? You, him, that one, this one? You all look alike. He didn't respond. He just giggled. Did you come here to mock me again? Would have been better if you'd killed me that time. But you remembered everything. I remembered, and it's even worse because of that. You're the one at fault here. At fault for what? For trying to stop you from leaving with Cattiard? With Cattiard. With the Cattiard one? I know that was you in that bus. There were still no emotions on the pioneer's face. Wait, what? I'm so confused. I cannot follow along with this right now. Maybe it was, or it wasn't. What's the difference now? That means you managed to get out? And came back just to mock me. Didn't you do the same? Stop pushing these morals onto me, for God's sake. I was down on my knees and looking at Zhenya, who was slowly getting further and further away. And there she went around the corner. I can't get her back. Anyway, I knew that this wasn't Zhenya. My real Zhenya disappeared yesterday. This was just a soulless doll that looked like her. But she looked just like her. The tale can't last forever. This world is a true hell, and I'm the demon. And demons can't ever reach true happiness. We are very rapidly changing back and forth here. Just tell me one thing. I killed the silence. Why is everything like this? You had a chance from the very beginning, a choice. You could have done everything differently. Many did it right, different from how you and others alike did. Yeah, right. They all got out and are now living happily with their dolls in the real world. I grinned. Do you think that your life is better? He clearly emphasized the word life. If you're the one that took Zhenya away from me. Rage was growing inside of me. I wanted to jump on him and beat him to death. But I wasn't sure that he existed in the physical world. But even then, what would change? You could have been happy with every other girl. That's the reason they're all here. I didn't expect such an answer. But none of them are real. The only real ones were me, you, us all. Zhenya. That's only for you, in your world. You know that there are many realities, and in every one of those, you pick your own faith. Maybe there was only one Semyon, but this camp gave him multiple possibilities. Someone managed to get out, and now lives happily, like you said. Someone stuck like you. Can you tell me what this place is? Who are you? You can think of me as the camp leader. Pioneer gave me a smile, without any trace of mockery or irony, and vanished. I felt a bit easier after hearing his words. The world was suddenly engulfed in fog, and a bright flash appeared in front of me. I looked around and realized that the pioneers are gone, as well as the bus. What again? The gates creaked silently, and I hid behind the pioneers' monument. Wait a second, what? Semyon walked onto the bus stop, one of the Semyons, but his facial expression was painfully familiar. I've forgotten long ago that I can look exactly like that. He stared at the road for some time and headed back into the camp. Don't trust him. Dude, what? What is going on? Now it's fucking time travel? What? 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 Just no. Goodbye. I'm out. No, I'm actually still here. We're out of time. What the fuck happened with my voice? We're out of time, though. This is interesting. I'll see where this goes in the next episode. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.